Hey there, I am going to do a quick how do I plan for the week ahead. Well, my kids are napping. So every week I come and I pull out my teacher binders, and so I get out my blank sheet of paper that I would write my list on, and then I start writing down my categories. So I write down Bible, and then 5 days, 1 through 5, prayer, 1 through 5, and then I have reading, which means my reading practice, and I just say 1, 2, and then in my reading book, I used to write down what lesson we were doing, but I just put a bookmark in there now, and then I just write 1, 2, and I know that we are doing the next 2 lessons. Robert Louis Stevenson poem, so I will write that, and 1, 2, 3, ASL, 1, 2, 3, hymn, handwriting, math, scripture, all those things. So then I go through the list. Bible, I don't have to do any special prep for that. Prayer, don't have to do any special prep for that. Reading, I may look at our the next 2 reading things to see what games we might be playing, what supplies I might need, so that I can get those out and get ready. And then Robert Louis Stevenson poem, I look up in our binder from Gentle Classical Primer, and I look up what the poem is. And then I come and I get our children's garden of verse book, and I put my little bookmark in there. I also write what the poem is up on the board and what the page number is in case my bookmark leaves. Hymn, so our hymn is written up on the board, so I just look up there, and that stays for an entire month, so I don't change that until it's the first week of the new month. Handwriting, I don't do anything special with that because we just do the next 3 pages in our thing. Math, same thing, next 3 lessons. Scripture and Catechism, I have a video on our Scripture and Catechism box, and you can go watch that. I don't know how to point and be like, click that link and it'll take you there, but I'll have a link in the comments at least, or in the description, and you can find it there if you want to know more about how I set that up. And so that's already set up. I don't have to do anything with that. The virtue song, that is the same for the whole term. So I write that out at the beginning of the term, and then we sing it throughout the term, and I don't have to switch that at all. Manners, I have our Everyday Graces book. That's usually where those are from. And I write up here what the manner is, and then the page number that we're going to be doing. And then I make sure that my bookmark is in there. And then our Wonder Tale, now that switches between a couple different books. So I put up here what the Wonder Tale is, and then what book and page number it is, because there is the classic fairy tale book, the children's book of virtues, and the classic storybook fables. And so those 3 books are all seated right here. So I grab the one I need, open it, and read it. And then nursery rhyme, same thing. I just put the nursery rhyme up on the board and the page number, and then I grab it off of my shelf. Poetry recitation, that switches every few weeks. I think it's actually every 6 weeks. And so every 6 weeks, I write out our new poem. And then we have our binder pages that we do, our morning binder pages. So every week, I grab these and switch these out. So this one gets the new letter. This is our folk song. So if I have to, at the beginning of the month, we switch out our folk song. I'll trade out those lyrics. I trade out this recitation and memory verse page, and then this activity every week. That page is every other week. I forget that's a 2 unit. And then I trade out our number and our letter page every week. And then these stay the same. So those morning pages, and these morning pages stay the same. And then if there's any science from the nature study from the student book, I will put those into, like if there's ones to write in, I take them out and I put them into a sleeve so that I can do those. And then the same thing goes for our preschool one. And this is for my other daughter. So this is the one I switch out for her letter, her letters. So that's the change I make there. And then other than that, I think that's it. I pull all my books, make sure they're down here. If I have to change out my picture for our picture study, I'll do that. If we have a new composer song that week, I will make sure that we have that music ready. I look up my hymns and see what is next in our review rotation. I'll write those on my sheet. And other than that, that's all I do. Makes it really easy to have like all my resources right here. So I just pull, and like my preschool binder, morning binder is there. And so I can just pull all those, quick write out my thing, and quick put everything up on my whiteboard, and we are ready to rock and roll. So I'm not always having to second guess and check the teacher guides on any of my books. It's always grab, do the next thing, grab, do the next thing. Very simple. Math, I do look through just like I do for the reading to make sure there aren't any supplies I'm going to need that week. And then I also, at the beginning of the week, realize I do my library order for 2 weeks out. So I'm always looking 2 weeks ahead. If I need library books for 2 weeks ahead, I get them ordered now, because by the time they come in, it'll be a week out probably, and then I'll have them for a 3-week rental. So they're always here on time, and then I'm not worried that I'm not going to get them. So that's how I do that. Hopefully that's helpful for how to organize for your week ahead. Have a good one.